That's right, it's Basement Tape Show with Nick Thomas and Bootsy Hambone from the band Diesel Fitter. And we are bringing you guys some of the best indie music that the whole area has to offer. Bootsy, talk a little bit for us and tell us how you're doing tonight.
I'm doing good, except for I just get disappointed every week that there's just way too much good music out there for me to play in this short amount of time.
We got a lot of stuff submitted to us this last week, and we've had some other stuff just waiting in the archives to play as well. Bootsy has pulled out some of the best stuff from all of it this week. You guys want to sit back and relax, because it's going to be a fantastic show of music tonight. All these are indie bands that are independent artists that aren't signed with any major labels, and they're going to be playing you some of the best rock that you have ever heard on the radio tonight. This is the Basement Tape Show. That's what we do. And we're going to start out the set with the Space Sharks from out of Baltimore, Maryland, and Boston, Massachusetts. Half of them are from one place, half of them are from the other. They're going to do a song for you called Run for Cover. And then Rattlin Bone out of the sewers of London, England.
And they said that themselves.
And they kind of look like they might smell like that, too.
Oh, that's bad.
And they're going to do a song called Rain on My Footsteps. And after that, Ball Gag and Chain Gang doing a song called White Guys Dance Party. They're out of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada.
And I have to say that our friend Don John from Swamp Music Players, also from Canada, just finished a review of these guys that's posted right now on the Basement Tapes page at thebasementtapeswithnickandbootsy.com.
So check that out, too. This is going to be a cool show. Sit back, relax, and turn your stereo up. This is the Space Sharks from out of Baltimore and Boston doing Run for Cover. Check it out.
This is the one and only crazy man of the airwaves, Jack Antonio, and this is Insane Realm Radio.
Hey, this is Jeff.
This is Chris.
And this is Steve.
This is Josh, and we are Scarred Nation. And you're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy.
Well, it's the weekend. Time for us to plan another white guy dance party, where all are sure to have a wonderful time. To plan a proper white guy dance party, we will need a few simple things. Proper footwear, booty, and dirty pumping bass.
African jungle beating it low. He got no dance, he got no moves. He got no
Yeah, I can't wait next week to go dynamite fishing with Grandpa.
Sounds like a winner to me.
That was the Ball Gag and Chain Gang out of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, doing a song called White Guy Dance Party. If you weren't moving to that one, you better check your pulse.
I really appreciate John Don for, I meant Don John. You know, that guy from Swamp Music Players, the guy that just wrote the review.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really do appreciate him a lot because I had never heard of this band. He did a great review. I went and listened after the review and went, wow. And his last comment in the review is, I just don't understand why this band cannot be as big in the United States as they are in Canada.
Well, I bet they love it when they play that song up there in Canada. There's no doubt about that. That was a fun song. And then before that, Rattlin Bone. Doing a song called Rain on My Footsteps. That was kind of funky and good stuff. And then we started to set out with Space Sharks from out of Baltimore and Boston, doing a really cool song called Run for Cover. It is the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy on the radio right now. We are bringing you some of the best indie bands music that the whole world has to offer because you know what? Everybody is local from somewhere. And that's what we like to do. We like to play local music, and sometimes we get out of our local area, but that doesn't mean they're not local from where they're at.
You got it.
All right. We're gonna get a little more local for the next couple songs. The next couple songs are two bands from out of St. Louis, Missouri. And the first one is Gateway, doing a song called What's Up With That? And it's, what's his name in Gateway?
David Parsons.
David, of course. And what a great musician all the way around. He does some great stuff all the time in the studio that he's got. And then Filter the Fallen is going to do a song for us called Lies. So this is a couple of our favorite bands from St. Louis, and Bootsy's going to tell you a little bit more about it.
A preview of things to come because we're going to be talking to David Parsons from Gateway on the phone here in about 2 weeks, and then we're going to be talking to Filter the Fallen and hearing them here in the studio play some acoustic stuff for us. And we've known about this band for a couple of years, but the only time they've ever been in this studio is they came in as part of the bands that came in before, I think the year before last, K-Kid Battle of the Bands. They were in the studio for that. But tonight, we're going to hear a preview of things to come because we're going to listen to Gateway, our friend David Parsons doing a song called What's Up With That? And we're going to listen to Filter the Fallen do their song Lies. So if I'm ready and Nick's ready, we hope you're ready too.
Turn it up. You're going to like it.
Searching is taking its toll. Hey, this is Luna Rain. You're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy. Enjoy.
right. Filter the Fallen, doing a song called Lies. And before that, Gateway, doing a song called What's Up With That? Both these bands are out of St. Louis, Missouri. Good stuff right here on The Basement. The Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy on the radio. And we are having a great time here in this studio tonight. That first set we started out with was a little more bluesy, a little more jazzy. And then we got right into the heavy metal. Man, that was some good stuff as well. But Bootsy has got something going on over here. I'm going to let her tell you all about it.
Okay, well, we're going to play some music while we're waiting for them to call back in. Okay,
let's do that. Let's start out with Shotgun Rebellion. These guys are from out of Ada, Oklahoma. And the first song we're going to do is called Into the Nothing. So if you guys want to sit back, relax, and check this out, we're going to try to get these guys back on the phone. But we're going to play some music right now for them. This is Into the Nothing. Bootsy, you want to start the song? Shotgun Rebellion from out of Ada, Oklahoma. And that's some rockin' stuff as a band called Into the Nothing. And I think we've got John and Johnny both on the line now, don't we?
You're here. How about you, John?
All right, you guys are a rockin' ass band.
Thank you.
And we're glad to have you guys in the basement finally, because Bootsy and I have been checking your stuff out for a while.
Oh, a long time.
We like it a lot. And we were talking just a little bit earlier with John, and he got cut off, and he was starting to get into a part of where the band was going to. He was talking a little bit about what was going on. He was getting into the blues. And I want to hear the rest of that story before we get into anything else, okay?
Sure. As I was saying, I was in a band that was like into the real progressive stuff, the 15-minute songs with 87 different tempo changes and stuff. And, I grew up on the blues and stuff, and I was really wanting to kind of go for that, that corrosion of conformity down, kind of that real groove Pantera type of sound. And Rick, I ran across him a couple of times in his band, Kill the Silence, and we kind of stayed in touch over the year or two. And I'll tell you what, I tell people this all the time. I mean, you talk about destiny and fate of God, coming into play. I sat there one night and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I put an ad up on Craigslist saying, this is what I want, looking for a side project. And Rick was online, and he saw that and called my phone literally 15 minutes after I posted the ad.
Nice.
And he said, let's do this, sucker. And we did. We've been doing it for the last 3 years now. Picked up just the most amazing drummer in the world, Mr. Johni Walker, about a year and a half ago. And, man, he just
I love you, too.
And just poured so much. We listened to those old tapes, from day one, and we're like, oh, dude, we suck, Johnny gives us credibility, man. He makes it sound really, really good, man.
Well, a good drummer makes a band, any band sound better. That's for dang sure.
Thank you, guys. My head's swelling over here, man.
Well, I could tell some drummer jokes, too.
Yeah, I know. I've seen
you probably heard them all, right?
Just today, and I had to reply to them, of course, like,
what? You got my messages then, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, but going into that blues thing, I mean, my major influence was, of course, John Bonham, and we all know Led Zeppelin was a blues-based band,
Oh, so all the way.
And I'd heard Shotgun Rebellion before a little bit, and I was kind of looking for an outlaw hard rock sort of fused with, outlaw country kind of thing. I'd been looking for that for a year or so. And I'd heard of Shotgun Rebellion, and I saw an ad they had up where they were looking for a drummer, and, man, I jumped on it, And the guys answered me, and here we are, a little over a year later. Here we are with a killer CD out and getting some great shows. We just opened for Nugent and, we're doing all kinds of good stuff. It's really moving forward. And
well,
it's been a cool ride so far.
We're going to want to hear a little bit about that Nugent, you guys warming up for Uncle Ted here in just a minute. But first, we did play Into the Nothing, and I want you to tell our audience a little bit about what that song was about and who wrote it.
I'll let John take that.
Rick does about 99.9% of the music, man. Does a great job with it. And I do most of the lyrics. And I'll write them and email them to him, and usually about 3 or 4 days later, he'll email me a track back, and that's kind of how we work.
That's amazing. That's cool. I've heard about stuff like that. I write a lot of songs with a buddy of mine called Chris Keene, and we have to get together and do it together because he pushes me on the guitar and I push him on the vocals, But doing it the way you guys are doing it, that's kind of totally different, but really cool in a way.
I need to.
Yes, I mean, we've come up with some great stuff, and to be honest with you, I cannot wait for the day until the three of us are on a tour bus together, and because Johnny's got some great ideas too, and he's actually a great singer too, and to sit there and incorporate three ideas right there in front of each other and play off of it. Who knows what the material will be coming up with in the next year or beyond.
Well, we're looking forward to it.
As a matter of fact, Rick, I was on the phone with Rick last night, and he said he's got a new one he's written that he wants me to sing, so he's going to email it to me and see what I can do with it as far as vocal-wise.
Speaking of Rick, we do have the two-legged stool tonight. Rick, the third leg, is not with us, so why don't you introduce him as though he were here? Tell us about Rick Davis.
Rick Davis, we give him hell. We tease him about being a diva, but he is a brother. a great friend, best songwriting partner I've ever had in my life. Very, very humble. He really is. I mean, he's an amazing, great guitar player. I mean, we do shows with some of these national acts, and they're like, who the hell is this guy? And then on top of that, he sings, and he will talk your ear off, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I've had 20-minute conversations with him where all I said was hello and goodbye. But you'll love him. And the guy's, he really is. He's humble. He'll laugh at you. He'll joke with himself. And, we went earlier this, I guess, what was it, Johnny, back in June, July, something. We drove up to Indianapolis and did a bunch of shows in Indiana and Michigan. And, being stuck in a car, for 14 hours with somebody, and we didn't kill each other, which was pretty darn impressive.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, and another thing about Rick is, man, he has got to be one of the most driven individuals I have ever met in my life. I mean, the guy is just constantly Shotgun Rebellion this, Shotgun Rebellion that. He's constantly promoting and talking up this band, and it's it's real. It's nice to be around somebody that loves what they do that much, that has that much energy to put into something they really believe in and love. It's inspiring to a point.
That's like Gene Simmons from Kiss. That's what he did. That's what he always did. It was everything first was Kiss with Gene Simmons. So that's like Rick too. With Shotgun Rebellion.
I think Gene Simmons' ultimate goal was a little more money-oriented.
I think Gene Simmons' ultimate goal was whatever was good for Gene Simmons.
Exactly.
Rick seems to be a little more humble though than what you're saying, and than Gene was. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I got. And who else is there? 4 guys in the band, or just 3 right now?
Just the 3 of us. So,
all right.
Love those power trios.
I love a power trio.
Well, for the Nugent show a couple of weeks ago, we were really good friends with Randy Cooper from Texas Hippie Coalition, and he just happened to his band up in Chicago, I think Gippers and Elephants. They had a night off, and we've all been friends talking about getting together and doing a show or something, and so we called Randy and we're like, hey, you want to come sit in with us for the night? So we got Mr. Randy Cooper there up on stage with us and had a lot of fun, and now he's back off in Chicago, and it's just 3 of us, and we're out there ready, kicking ass and doing our Shotgun Rebellion thing. So.
All right.
Yep.
Well, before we get into the Nugent talk, because I know that's going to be a little lengthy, let's do another song by you guys right now for our listeners. We want to do a song called Lost My Way. Tell us a little bit about that before we get into it.
This song is normally our set opener because it kind of has an intro to it itself, and it builds into what we like to think is a pretty good show-starting song. It's kind of a stomper, so.
We like stompers around here.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, anyway, you're in the basement with Nick and Bootsy, and we have got on the phone lines tonight Mr. Johni Walker and Mr. Jon Parr, the drummer and the bass player from Shotgun Rebellion out of Ada, Oklahoma. And this is one of their songs called Lost My Way. Check this out.
Yeah!
That was Shotgun Rebellion doing Lost My Way, and that is definitely a show starter song.
That usually gets them off their seats and up to the front of the show for sure.
No,
It sure did us. You should see us dancing around in here.
Awesome.
you guys, I tell you what, and I heard a guitar part in that I recognized from the movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, where he went wow, you know, that little screamer part, you know, that the guitar part did, and it was when Mark Wahlberg and the guys were when they were practicing, and he was telling them, get it like Steel Dragon.
Yeah.
Remember that? and that was right in there too. It was perfect, absolutely perfect.
I want to know, I know I just heard you say that you guys have been together for about 3 years, which is pretty amazing. You sound like you've been together a lot longer than that. But 3 years ago, before there was a Shotgun Rebellion, how did you guys happen to run into each other?
Well, like I was saying, you know, Rick and I, Johnny just kind of came out of nowhere on us. I guess he was too big time, you know, doing other stuff. He was out of the market. But Rick and I, you know, we'd both been playing in local bands around the area, and I think actually the first time I met Rick, some friends of mine had gone from Oklahoma City down to Ada to play a show with Rick's former band, 3 Hours of Darkness, and that's where Rick and I had first met. And I don't know, there was some post or something online, and we had swapped emails, and so we kind of talked back and forth. So we'd been in touch with each other for about a year or two before we actually formed the band.
And where did the name Shotgun Rebellion come from?
Well, when we were getting together, we were trying to decide, you know, we're basically just a bunch of farm boys from Oklahoma who grew up with our parents listening to Willie, Waylon, and, you know, Johnny Cash.
Amen.
David Allen Coe. But at the same time, you know, we're also children from the 80s and 90s who grew up listening to the LA's, you know, the hair bands and the grunge and stuff, and, you know, the Panteras and stuff coming out. And that's kind of where the sound comes from. Is, you know,
early Metallica.
My Way, but yeah, we got a song on the album called "Just as Good a Day to Die" that sounds like Waylon Jennings doing, you know, the Dukes of Hazzard thing.
Nice.
And you know, we're a bunch of Southern boys, and we wanted to kind of find a sound that captured, you know, the South and, you know, what we stand for. You know, whiskey, women, weed, and barbecue, and that kind of sound. And, you know, what better sums up the South than, you know, Shotgun Rebellion? You know, it kind of says it defines the sound too.
It's a great name for a band.
They already had the name when I joined. I've been in the band a little over a year now, and just so happens that I'm kind of a gun nut anyway. So
I was just going to ask that.
I
was just going to ask that because I have this really awesome picture that I posted for the event tonight of you guys sitting around holding shotguns, and I was going to ask, okay, who really does shoot in this band?
I do.
We all do.
I should know you're from Oklahoma. Why do I even ask that?
Actually,
I've got a little collection myself of shotguns, pistols, and, you know, muzzle loader I had and all that. So.
Hey, you guys are from Oklahoma?
In Houston, and stopped off and one of Johnny's friends, and, you know, fired off some guns for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you know, up here in Missouri, you know, I don't think any of us are going without guns either around here.
Exactly.
And, you know, I remember reading the book all about Aerosmith and the guys. What was the name of that?
Walk This Way.
Walk This Way, a book, you know, that came out all about Aerosmith. Mm-hmm. Their favorite thing was to go out to somebody's farm and just get an arsenal of stuff. I think they had machine guns and everything, and they would just fire all weekend, you know. Everybody in the band had a great time blasting guns. And, of course, Ted Nugent and his whole family. He says a family that shoots together stays together.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's you know, it's not only fun, but there's also some discipline to it. I mean, you don't want to give a gun to just anybody that with no common sense. You've got to be disciplined about it to be safe about it.
You have to have safety first. That's always safety first. That's right.
You know, speaking of, you know, the safety, I still think it's funny to this day when we were doing our big photo shoot, you know, for the album and stuff. You know, we all of us, you know, had the double barrel shotguns, and, you know, we're posing with them and stuff. And the photographer says, "Okay, now raise them up and point them at the camera." And the first thing three of us did without even thinking was we cracked a barrel, looked down, make sure it was empty. And
there you go.
And
you should do that without thinking.
Man, I love working with guys who know their guns.
and I was even hesitant to still point it towards him. If you notice in some of the pictures, I'm kind of pointing off a little bit.
Yeah, it makes you a little nervous, because
Exactly,
even if you know it's not loaded, you still kind of I don't know about what I'm doing here.
I was always taught you don't point a weapon at anything that you're not going to shoot.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. That's right, and everybody ought to learn that.
Right.
All right. Well, this is, and we're just, Bootsy and I are just dying to ask you guys this question, and tell us what it was like to be the warm-up band for Ted Nugent.
It was awesome.
It really, really was, and it really came out of nowhere, too. We got a phone call one evening and said, this is 2 months in advance, and said, do you guys have anything on at the end of August? Well, I think we had just gotten back home from Indiana and Michigan and stuff, and we said, no, the calendar's kind of clear for right now, and they said, keep it open. We're like, okay. And then about 3 days later, we get a phone call that says the band that was opening for Ted Nugent had to drop out for some reason, and they needed somebody from the area, and we submitted them your name. They listened to it, and August 25th, you guys are opening for Ted Nugent. And it was like, wow, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and it was a great show. Fun. The Nugent's band, of course, not him personally, but his band, Derek St. Holmes, Mick Brown, all of them, they stood over at the side of the stage and watched our set, and they loved us. They wound up with a CD or two on the tour bus, So
I did not realize Derek St. Holmes was back with Ted.
Yeah, he has been for several years now.
Really? Now, we saw Ted open up for Kiss 6 or 7 years ago, I guess.
A while ago.
It's been, right. And when he was working with Kiss, warming up for them. And, of course, Derek St. Holmes wasn't there. Now, Derek St. Holmes, just to remind everybody, he was the original singer for the original releases for Ted Nugent on his first and second solo albums back then. Was he with the Dukes of Hazzard, too?
Not quite sure about that.
I'm not sure either, but I know Ted wasn't singing yet, and so he had Derek St. Holmes doing all the vocals for him for quite a while. And just an awesome musician, no doubt about it.
Yeah, you get Queen of the Forest, all those songs like that, man. That was Derek St. Holmes singing them, and he still sings them to a T these days, too. Man.
Wow.
It sounded awesome.
Did they do Journey to the Center of Your Mind?
No, they didn't do any of that old Duke stuff.
Yeah, that would have been fun. But I'm sure just being backstage and getting to visit with those guys was just something out of this world.
Oh yeah, I watched the entire show myself from the side of the stage. It was awesome.
What a great view!
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's get back into some more Shotgun Rebellion. Is that cool with you guys?
Let's do that.
All right. This is the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy, and we're having a little discussion with Johni Walker, the drummer, and Jon Parr, the bass player from Shotgun Rebellion out of Ada, Oklahoma. It's about 8 o'clock straight up, so I'm going to do a little radio announcement here saying you're listening to KKID 92.9 FM, Salem, Rolla. And we're going to do a song by these guys right now called Squeeze My Shotgun. So you're going to have to tell me a little bit about this. I'm not sure what this song's about, but I sure want to know.
This is our Southern Love song right here.
Southern Love song.
Speaking of guns, the very opening sound you're going to hear is an actual 12-gauge shotgun.
I know. That's why I went, oh, this is great. When I was listening to all the songs this afternoon, I went, oh, I love this one.
Now, Rick called me one day, and he was like, dude, we need a cheesy sex song. Write me one. I was like, okay.
A cheesy sex song?
I'm like, what the hell? How do I write a cheesy sex song? So I don't know. Squeeze my shotgun. Here's a good partying song. Drinking beer and coming home to your woman on the weekends. And I emailed it off, and Rick called me literally about 2 hours later. He goes, dude, check this out. We got it. This is our Southern Love song right here.
I love the way you guys write your music. That's off the charts, man. That's cool. All right, sit back, relax. You're in the basement with Nick and Bootsy with Shotgun Rebellion. This is Squeeze My Shotgun. Check it out. All right, that was Shotgun Rebellion doing a song called Squeeze My Shotgun. And that is your cheesy sex song for the week by Mr. Jon Parr. John, I know you told us that he called you up and told you to write a cheesy sex song. Does he ever call you up and tell you to write any other kind of specific song sometimes?
Yeah, all the time. There's one that we've actually talked about working up and playing live. This is probably going to be a great song on the next album. It's called Temples of the Fallen. And Rick called me and he goes, like, I got the idea for a song. He's like, just do something that says God, devil, heaven, and hell. And I was like, okay. And so I sat there, fixed me a nice little Jack Daniels with a few ice cubes in it and thought about it. And basically it's just, for those of us who go to church and we try to live a good life, but, you make mistakes and we're not perfect. And so it's basically we live our lives somewhere between God, the devil, heaven, and hell. And I gave Rick the lyrics to it, and it is such a Black Sabbath-y type of a groove to a song, and I'm really looking forward to bringing Johnny in on it and bringing Rick and bringing it live, hopefully someday soon.
Well, that sounds great, and that is, and you know what? There's a lot of truth to that too. Bootsy and I, we just played in the praise band this morning at church, and but you know what? We love to play the indie music that we do, and I'm not saying we straddle the line as far as that's concerned, but we all do make mistakes. There's no doubt about that, and we do want to try to do the right thing, though. And to tell you the truth, I've never met a stranger. I like to talk to people all the time, especially like you guys, You sound like the same thing. You want to get out there and have a good time with people and show off your music a little bit. And that's what it's all about, Music's the universal language.
Exactly. We love making friends. I mean, friends, fans, whatever, it's all good to us.
Speaking of music, at what point in your lives did you get started with music? Did you start out with the recorder in the 3rd grade or high school band, or after high school, did you get in a garage band? How'd you get started with the music deal?
Go ahead, Johnny. Tell me how you got started.
Well, actually, I started out, my mother started me out. My mother's a musician, and she was a music teacher as well. And she started me out on piano when I was 5, but back in that day, that was for sissies, and I wasn't into it, and all that.
My parents started me on the piano when I was 7.
Really?
Yeah. So
I kick myself in the tail these days for not sticking with it, But anyway, and then I kind of went on to guitar and tried that and didn't really like it. Well, my mother was a high school music teacher, and she took me to a little play of theirs one time, and there was a band there, and I watched the drummer, and I watched all the girls liking him, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Now we know.
Yeah, I proceeded to go home and take a bunch of her empty coffee cans and make me a little drum set, And I progressed from that onto a snare drum, and this was all at about from 7 to 10 years old, and I just progressed from there. I found my niche, and went with it from there, and I've been playing since I was like 10, 11 years old.
That's pretty cool. How about you, John? How'd you wind up on the bass?
Well, I was lucky that my mother, she was only 17 when she had me, so I grew up raised on Zeppelin and Janis and just the great classics. And so my house was always filled with music. And it wasn't really until I think I was about 13 or 14 when a cousin of mine brought his guitar over. And he was playing, I think it's been a long time since I rock and roll, with Zeppelin. And it was the first time I'd actually seen somebody sat down in front of me who wasn't a big rock star and play those songs. And that's when it really connected that I can play that stuff too. I don't have to be Robert Plant or, on the big, huge stage. And so I went to the pawn shop and I got a guitar, and I had it for about 4 days. And just the strings were too close together. I couldn't put my hands in the weird chords or anything like that. And, of course, I
feel your pain.
The first 20 minutes, and I couldn't. So I took it back to the pawn shop, and I said, I want to trade it in. Strings are too close. I can't do that. Oh, and I couldn't hold the pick right to save my life. Could not do it. And the guy says, okay. So he puts the guitar back up on the rack, and he pulls down a 4-string bass. And he goes, try this. There's only 4 strings. They're not close together, and you don't use a pick. You play with your fingers. and I've been a bass player since that day.
I like this guy.
Me too. I can relate to everything he said.
Yeah, I actually, Bootsy is left-handed, so I bought her an acoustic left-handed guitar, and I tried to teach her the 6th string first.
And I whined and I
she
whined.
cried.
It hurts.
Cry,
my
baby.
fingers won't get in those positions. Wee.
So we were at this one church one day, and there was this guy up there playing the bass, and she was watching him play the bass, and she says, "Well, that's only got 4 strings. He's only playing 1 string at a time. I think I can do that." So
there you go.
We got her a bass.
It worked.
Yeah. And the whole time, like I've got 12, 15 guitars or something like that, and I'm always wanting another one. And Bootsy kept saying, "Why do you need another guitar? You got all these. Why do you need another one?" Now she's going on her 5th bass now, so she
understand
understands
now.
Yeah, very cool. You guys, it's been great talking with you guys. First off, we want you guys to do us a liner for the show, and Bootsy's going to record this while you're doing it live. And we're actually coaching you live on the air right now. But all you have to say is, "This is Jon Parr, and this is Johni Walker from Shotgun Rebellion, and you're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy."
We can do that.
Can you do that?
I think we can handle that.
And then we're going to go straight into Devil's Home Brew. How's that sound?
But don't go away, because we'll be back after that.
Yeah, but we want to catch up with you one more time after Devil's Home Brew. But tell us a little bit about Devil's Home Brew real fast.
Devil's Home Brew, that's our moneymaker right there. It's the best way to describe it. I mean, everybody from 12 years old to my 80-year-old grandmother, they'll tell you my favorite Shotgun Rebellion song is this song and Devil's Home Brew. It's Devil's Home Brew and this one. The DHB, as we call it, is always in there.
And I believe that's the first one we played.
It's an old moonshining story that Rick's grandpa told him. It's just an old moonshining story. So sums up Shotgun Rebellion in one song right there, pretty much. And
you can't beat that stuff either. Yeah. So, are you guys ready to do the liner and then go into the song?
We're ready.
Are you? All right, we like it. It's all yours. 1, 2, 3.
This is Jon Parr.
And Johni Walker from Shotgun Rebellion. And you're listening
to the Basement Tapes.
With Nick and Bootsy. Okay, let's try it again. Wait, no. It's cool. It's cool. And yeah, you guys say the last part together, okay? But introduce each other first, one at a time, and then say you're listening to the Basement Tapes with Nick and Bootsy. Is all you got to remember. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
This is Jon Parr.
And Johni Walker from Shotgun Rebellion. And you're listening to Nick and Bootsy on the Basement Tapes.
Works for me.
All right. Hey, let's do it. This is Devil's Home Brew by Shotgun Rebellion. Sit back, relax, and turn that stereo up.
And rock and roll.
Oh, when it jumps in, and I'm on the mountain, I'm best to kill like yelling.
The Devil's Homebrew. Shotgun Rebellion from Ada, Oklahoma. Right here, live in the basement with Nick and Bootsy via the telephone. So, you guys, that was awesome. That was like off the charts.
Thank you, man.
And anytime you guys get up this way, I hope you will sometime. Definitely let us know. We will tell everybody you're going to be here.
We already tell everybody to listen to you.
We're working on maybe heading up north back again towards the fall, so we'll definitely let you know as soon as we get something confirmed up there.
So what do you got new in the works right now? Are you guys working on a new CD or some new stuff right now in the studio, or are you just are you just on the road a lot right now?
Yeah, not right at the moment. We're just like doing as many shows and as much touring as we can to promote this one. I mean, it's only been out for about 4 months now, 4 or 5 months. So once we get it pushing and selling good, and we get all our touring under our belt with this one, we'll get back into the process of writing, get a new one. And like John said, this one, the next one, maybe we'll go about it a little different. Maybe we'll all three get together and write in person together, see what we come up with that way. So we're kind of looking forward to it. But
it's always tough sitting down and saying, let's write a song tonight. Usually, at least at my own experience, a brand new song that I write usually hits me in the middle of the night in a dream or something. If I don't wake up and jump out of bed and start typing on the computer or something real fast, I'll lose it by the morning. Right. So, and that's the way I guess it is for a lot of people. I don't know.
I can't tell you how many songs I've written between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. All right. Hey, Bootsy, what do you got to say? What do you got a question for him?
Well, I was just going to say we've got lots of people around here that love to go out and see live bands, but they love to hear other bands that they don't necessarily get to go out and see live. So if somebody wants to buy your CD, where can they go?
Well, one of the easiest things is all the songs and the full album, of course, is available on iTunes, is one place. Then you can go to our Reverb Nation page, which is just reverbnation.com/Shotgun Rebellion. And the CD is up there along with a bunch of shirts and dog tags and water bottles and stuff like that. So those are the best places. Or, if you want, just look us up on Facebook, Shotgun Rebellion, or get in touch with Rick Davis, Johnny, or myself. Send us a friend request and say, hey, I want an album, and, private message me your address and, money order or some whatever, and we'll get you one out to you.
Or come out to the show, and we'll sign it for you right there on the spot.
Oh, that's what I like.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? Bootsy always wants an autographed CD.
I know. I have my little collection is growing.
So if you could send her one, she would really love it.
Absolutely. I think we just got another order in the other day, or we're getting one in any day now, and I'll definitely get a hold of Rick and have him send one up there to you.
So speaking of live shows, what kind of live shows and where do you have coming up?
We're supposed to be in Texas, in Denison, a little bit north of Dallas, I think, next weekend.
And a place called Smitty's.
Yeah.
And then into October, we have, I don't know whether you remember a band out of the early 90s called Rhino Bucket. They were kind of a AC/DC-ish sounding band. They were signed by, I'm not sure who it was. I'm wanting to say Capitol, but I'm not positive about that. But anyway, we're headlining a show here at home in Oklahoma City with them opening, and Scattered Hamlet. I don't know if you've heard of those guys, but they're a really awesome band too. And then in November, we do a show with, I guess we can probably say it. We're not really supposed to yet.
I was going to say, you guys aren't really heard in the Oklahoma area, and we've kind of been sworn to secrecy, but I think we can announce it up in Missouri.
Nobody in Rolla's going to tell.
It's going to be all over the world on the internet this Thursday, though.
We're doing a show with Jesse James Dupree and Jackal.
Nice.
Here in Oklahoma again, and then 2 days after that, we go down to Houston and headline a show down there.
Oh, man. You guys are getting around. There's no doubt about it. You're having fun, too, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, do you have anybody out there that you'd like to give a special shout out to?
All of the Shotgun Rebellion fans and all the ones we haven't met yet. We're
All
looking
right.
forward to seeing you. We're looking forward to you coming to see us. Come up, say hi to us. Go to, like John said, go to our Reverb Nation page, our Facebook page. Check it out. We'll chat with you anytime. We're real easygoing guys, real approachable. So hit us up, man.
You look. I tell you, Johni Walker.
People, I'd like to give a shout out real quick. We were supposed to play the Big Ass Missouri Rock Festival back in May or June, and we drove up there, and I swear you not, we were 2 minutes away from stepping on the stage, and a big storm rolled through, big huge crack of lightning, and they called the show. So we passed around a lot of CDs and sold some shirts and hung out with a lot of people that were there for the festival that hung out in the rain. So made a lot of good friends. So those people in Sedalia and all around the Ozarks that do know who we are, here you go, man. Hopefully we'll be coming back to you and saying hi soon.
We hope so, too. That's our neck of the woods.
Yeah, I've actually got some cousins down there in Owasso, Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
Right next to Tulsa down there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Back when we were kids, we would go down there and visit them, and they would have tornadoes come right through there, and the whole street would be filled with water the next day. We didn't know if we were going to survive or not, but we were kids back then. We were having fun playing in the water.
I'll tell you what, that one back in May that went through Moore, Oklahoma again, the big one.
Yeah.
It was like 4 blocks away from my ex-wife and daughter. So.
Oh, no.
we definitely know about the tornadoes.
Oh, yeah, I know you do. It's been great having you guys on the show tonight. It really has.
And appreciate you guys having us.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a blast, man.
All right, and tell Rick that give him our best. Tell him that we can't wait to see you guys live in concert. And if you send Bootsy one of your autographed CDs, she will play it on the show all the time.
Yeah, you got that right.
You got it. You got one coming.
All right.
Thank you so much for this. And I just got one more thing that I would like to hear from both of you, and that is you had the 3 whole years to be a band and to get out there on the road and to do what bands are supposed to do. So what kind of sage advice do you have for all those wannabe bands out there?
Stay in school.
I love it.
What about you? What about you, John? What'd you say?
I mean, don't quit.
Don't quit. That's right. Never give up. One thing I've learned is being in a band is that things change all the time. But sometimes change is good, especially in bands.
Keep pushing, chasing that dream, man.
Amen. All right. You guys have a great night. It's been a great time having you on the show, and we will definitely have you back because once you've been on the Basement Tape show, you're always welcome back.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
And we will stay in touch. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. All right, that was Shotgun Rebellion from Ada, Oklahoma. It was Jon Parr, from the bass guitar player, and Johni Walker, the drummer. A bunch of great guys, a bunch of down-to-earth dudes that know what they're doing and know what they want. So there's nothing better than that. That's a lot of fun. Next up on the Basement Tape Show, it's Bootsy's Bands of the Week. She has picked out a couple of her local bands that she just loves to listen to, and she has picked out for this week Miles from Nowhere out of Plato, Missouri, and the surrounding area, doing a song called Wisdom of an Old Man. After that is Mr. Rick Gillard doing Bootsy's favorite song.
I love this song.
Called Ain't No Sunshine.
Nobody does it like Rick.
And he is getting an award.
Yes, he is.
Next weekend, right?
Yes, in Owensville. He is getting an award, a Lifetime Achievement Award in music.
Woo-woo!
And we're going to go and hang. We're going to go hang next Friday with Rick and some more musicians, and it's at the Owensville Lions Club, I believe.
I would think LeVan and LeVore might be
I'm
there,
sure
too.
LeVan and LeVore are going to be there, but we're really looking forward to it, and congratulations, Rick. You're 1 in a million.
So sit back, relax. You're in the basement. This is Miles from Nowhere.
By the way, both of these songs were recorded live here on the Basement Tape Show.
Really? That's special. Sit back, relax. You're in the basement with Nick and Bootsy. This is Miles from Nowhere doing an original song called Wisdom of an Old Man.
Yes, I remember him well. He had a truck that was beat to hell, out hauling hay in the moonlight, speaking up when things weren't right. He'd lived through 2 world wars. He grew what most folks bought in stores. He never said something more than twice, but we listened to his old advice. Wisdom from an old man passed down to young hands. It stuck with us boys somehow. I still remember them now. Like keep a good pair of work gloves, show your family what it means to love, and pay attention to how you live. You will one day give the wisdom of an old man. Like don't buy things you can't afford. Take time to know the Lord. Spend less time being cool. Learn what you can in school. Don't get caught up with cigarettes. They'll take your money, then they'll take your breath. Having a few means having a few. And speak of things that are mostly true. Wisdom from an old man passed down to young hands. It stuck with us boys somehow. I still remember them now. Like keep a good pair of work gloves, show your family what it means to love, and pay attention to how you live. You will one day give the wisdom of an old man. And work hard to pay for land, but always keep a little bait on hand. And never be afraid to dance, but real men wear long pants. Don't waste your money burning gasoline. You'll wrap yourself around an old oak tree. If you've got somewhere to go, it'll be there if you're driving slow. A wisdom from an old man passed down to young hands. It stuck with us boys somehow. I still remember them now. Like keep a good pair of work gloves, show your family what it means to love, and pay attention to how you live. You will one day give the wisdom from an old man. Old man. Yes, I remember him well. He had a truck that was beat to hell, out hauling hay in the moonlight, speaking up when things weren't right. A wisdom from an old man. Old man.
I'm going to do song for Bootsy because I think she likes this one. Hope this is loud enough. If it's not loud enough, you're lucky.
You're loud enough, Rick.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Always stays too long. The time she goes away, I wonder where she's gone this time. Thank you. I wonder if she's gonna stay. In the sunshine when she's gone, always stays too long. The time she goes away. And I know I better leave this girl alone. There ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. In the sunshine when she's gone, always stays too long. The time she goes away. Sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. In the sunshine when she's gone, always stays too long. In time she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
That is Mr. Rick Gillard doing Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone.
I love that song.
That's good. Right before that, Miles from Nowhere, right here in the basement, that doing Wisdom of an Old Man, a very, very good song that has some very good advice in it.
Hey, I really want to take my hat off to those guys and Brandy, and especially Don Bordwell. Poor old Don, he wants to play a couple of times a month, and he was out there playing with Jenna Blue on Thursday night for the Waynesville flood relief benefit, and then turned around Friday night, played out here at Fat Cats with Miles from Nowhere, and then last night I think he was at some fair somewhere. Don, that's a little bit more than a couple of times a month.
But he is a great musician.
Oh, yeah.
Lead guitar player. He can play that lead
red guitar.
Yeah. He says he likes to say, I'm the fat man with the red guitar.
But Miles from Nowhere, they are, at the drop of a hat, if it's a good cause like that, you can count on them to support it. And they did a great job Friday night.
Yes, they did. And speaking of which, Nick Thomas, you know that guy that does this radio show? He was asked to be the lead guitar player for William Eimer, which is a fantastic up-and-coming country western singer.
Oh, yeah, he has got that country voice down.
He does, and he got me up on stage. I played lead guitar for him, and we did stuff like, Garth Brooks and Toby Keith. We did a little bit.
I think everybody
Eagles.
liked Roger Miller.
Roger Miller. We did that old song.
Trailer for Sale Around.
Yeah, I ain't got no cigarettes.
That and Folsom Prison.
King of the Road.
King of the Road and Folsom Prison were very popular.
I think Folsom Prison was what we did that one, and I did a guitar solo. Everybody came up and said, "Oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun." So
I saw a lot of people singing along to both of those songs.
I know, I did too. I was up on stage dancing all over the place. It was a lot of fun. And thank you to everybody that came out and supported that as well. We wish we had more people there. The place was almost full, but it would have been nice to have standing room only. But we did raise some good money for kids that cannot afford their own musical instruments and stuff and supplies for the Newburgh and Bell District school districts. So it was all a good time, too. It was great. Fat Cats over here, right in behind the Family Center in Rolla.
I want to give a special shout out to Casey Clark. She's the band director for Newburgh, and she was there, and I believe a couple of her band students were there, and she made a comment that she just might give them extra credit for showing up for that.
Good for her.
I want to thank all the bands that were there. Tyler Lewis, kicked the show off, did a great job. Of course,
he can
William
ad
Eimer.
lib. Yeah.
Yes, he can. Miles from Nowhere, and of course Vino Alon, who stayed around after he played. And
he signed autographs for like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, and rumor has it, I do believe I heard somebody say that they had a nephew that went to Newburgh, and that Vino actually took some time to show this little boy some guitar chords. And we cannot forget Scarred Nation that ended up the show.
Oh, yeah.
They're always a great band.
And they played acoustic, too, and they're usually an electric band, but they played acoustic, and it was just out of this world.
It was all good.
Yeah, fun stuff.
And we cannot forget Josh Noy, owner of Fat Cats, who worked his tail off getting stuff together for the silent auction. And by the way, there are still some things left from the silent auction that I think Josh is going to keep that up for a little while, which will be great because all of the proceeds will continue to go to Bell, Bland, and Newburgh school
I think
districts.
I won something. I hope I did.
Yeah. What did you bid on? I can't remember.
I bid on the $50 gift certificate for
somewhere else.
Somewhere
That's
else
right.
bar.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you got that too.
I hope I did too.
I hope you're taking me with you.
Well, Bootsy, I wouldn't go anywhere without you.
Aww.
All right. Hey, this is Nick's Picks of the Week. You're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy on the radio. This is the best little indie band show that the whole world has to offer. I'm not kidding either. We play the best stuff right here. And but Nick's Picks is a little different. I pick out a couple of things that is usually from a well-known band or musician that you never get to hear on the radio. I look and search the whole world over for this kind of stuff, and you're going to like this stuff tonight. I've picked out this. I do this sometimes. I picked out the same song to play 2 times in a row, but from different people. Tonight is kind of a little different from different people, though. Check this out. This is Little Red Rooster, the song that was originally written by Willie Dixon. The first version I'm going to play for you guys is actually Keith Richards and James Cotton. Now, everybody knows who Keith Richards is from the Rolling Stones, but a lot of people don't remember James Cotton. James Cotton was a fantastic harmonica player from the old Memphis days and stuff like that. And this is an insert that comes from the rehearsals from the Hubert Sumlin benefit concert that was held on February the 27th of 2012. Now, Hubert Sumlin was a blues guitarist, and he passed away in early December of 2011 due to heart failure. But he was known for songs like About Them Shoes and Blues Guitar Boss and Healin' Feelin'. And if you never heard of those, check them out on YouTube. You're going to like it a lot. But this is going to be Keith Richards and James Cotton starting out doing their version of Little Red Rooster, just sitting up on the stage and having a lot of fun. And then we're going to follow that up with the Rolling Stones doing their single of Little Red Rooster that was the side B off of a 45. And side A was Off the Hook, which, you know what? I'm going to have to listen to that song because I don't even remember it. But it was released on November the 13th of 1964. So sit back, relax. I like to say when I play Nick's Picks, if your stereo goes from 1 to 10, turn it up to 11 because you're going to like this. This is Little Red Rooster by Keith Richards and James Cotton.
Yeah, you just started out, Keith.
I have a little red rooster, too lazy to crow for days. Little red rooster, lazy to crow for days. just can't kill people. The red roosters on the prowl.
Hey, this is Jillian from Red Velvet Crush, and you're listening to Nick Bootsy with the Basement Tapes.
I am the little red rooster, too lazy to crow today. I am the little red rooster, to bark. Hounds begin to howl. Dogs begin to bark. Hounds begin to howl. Watch out, strange cat. Little red roosters on the prowl. If you see my little red rooster, please drive him home. If you see my little red rooster, please drive him home. Ain't had no peace in the farmyard since my little red rooster's been gone.
Next picks for the week, that was Little Red Rooster by the Rolling Stones, recorded back in 1964. And before that was Little Red Rooster by Keith Richards and James Cotton. And that was recorded in 2012. That song has a carryover beat on it in there, if you noticed. It carries over 2 measures on that second part. If you're a musician out there, you know what I'm talking about. And sometimes the band misses it. I was listening to that version by Keith Richards and James Cotton, and sometimes the band would miss it, but Keith Richards never missed it. He was trying to tell it. He was raising his fingers up with 2 fingers, saying, "Don't miss this over on this measure right here." Good stuff. Next picks, Little Red Rooster for this week. We want to remind everybody out there that this show, the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy on the radio, is brought to you by Merle's Music. It is the best little music store this side of the Mississippi, and I don't care what side you're on. You can go down to Merle's Music and get whatever you want. If you want a new guitar, if you want a new amplifier, if you want some special effects, PA system, lightings, whatever you need, go down to Merle's Music. And when you do, tell them Bootsy sent you. That's when you walk into the store and you walk up to the counter and they say, "Can I help you?" Say, "Bootsy sent me." And they're going to treat you like royalty. I'm not kidding.
And make sure that you tell Merle thank you for all of the support that he gave to play it forward.
That's right. Because he's doing a lot. And if you have an extra band instrument that's collecting dust, in your basement or in your attic or in your closet, take it down to Merle's Music and donate it to some kid that can't afford it, that will play it and will love you for it. There's no doubt about it. Good stuff right here in the Basement Tapes with Nick and Bootsy on the radio. We want to remind everybody, if you haven't checked us out on Facebook, check us out, the K-Kid Basement Tape Show on Facebook, and you can check out our website. We post all of the songs we play every week on our website at what is it? Nick and Bootsy?
Basement Tapes.
The Basement Tape Show with nickandbootsy.com. Oh, The Basement Tapes with Nick and Bootsy.com.
Yay!
Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Bootsy? Oh, okay. As long as I'm cool with Bootsy, I'm cool. All right. Let's get back into some music for you guys. This is going to wrap up the show. Do we want to do 2 songs and then come back and wrap it up?
What do you want to do?
Let's do that. This is a couple of songs. I picked out a couple of songs tonight because I just love these guys. We went, of course, last week we told you guys, Bootsy and I went to Columbia and went to the Many Colored Deaths CD release party at the Blue Note. And if you haven't been to the Blue Note yet, it is just such a great venue. The bands get up there, and they get them in, they get them out as fast as they can. We saw like 5 bands that night, and there was not like 5 minutes between each band.
Awesomely efficient.
Oh, they were super up there. I mean, off the charts. And it was, okay, over the deck. Over the moon.
That's good.
I like that one. Okay. Anyway, the Many Colored Death got up there, and they rocked the house. They were definitely by far over the top the best band of the night. And it was a CD release party too. So, only right. And they've been on our show a couple of times. And we love them anyway because their music is just phenomenal. The Many Colored Death. We're going to do them doing a song called Fade Away. And it is something else. That was the song that they started the show out with the other night in Columbia. It starts out with a fade in kind of thing, and then it starts into the fade away song. So that's all good stuff. And then we're going to play a song by one of Bootsy's favorite bands, and mine too, Medora, from right out of here in Rolla, Missouri and Lynn, Missouri, doing a song called On and On. We played this song many times on the Basement Tape Show, and we never get tired of it because it's such a cool song. All right, Many Colored Death. This is Fade Away. Sit back, relax, and really, I'm not kidding, turn your stereo up because you're going to love this stuff. buddies Medora from right here in Rattlin, Missouri. Those guys can put on a great show. If you haven't seen Medora yet, they're always playing around in this area, and you don't want to miss it. They're a lot of fun. Dustin Woody on the lead guitar on that, and James on the lead vocals. Good stuff. And Michael Martin on the bass guitar. He is jumping around the stage. You cannot hold that boy still. I'm not kidding either. This is the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy on the radio, and we have been having a great time bringing you guys some of the best indie bands and musicians that the whole world has to offer. Because you know what? Everybody is local from somewhere, and that's what we do right here. It's the best little indie show on the radio, the Basement Tape Show. We're going to end up the show tonight with a little song that I wrote called Walk in the Sand. And I kind of wrote it thinking about Bootsy over here. Of course, most of my songs, when I write them, I'm thinking about Bootsy.
Trim the fat?
No. Oh, no. That's completely different. that had a completely different meaning to it. You're funny. You're a funny girl. All right. And then, of course, we end up every show with Mr. Rick Gillard doing the Basement Tape Show song. So we're glad you guys hung out with us tonight. If you're listening on Insane Realm Radio, you guys rock. You guys rock. And, of course, all of our listeners tonight, too, you guys do, too. We love bringing you guys this kind of music because nobody else in the world does it that I know of. So this is a lot of fun. So sit back and relax. Have a good evening. Good luck. God bless. And this is Nick Thomas doing a song called Walk in the Sand. Have a good night.
Saw my little baby, she was walking down the street. She was looking so good, from her head down to her feet. Everything between, she can't be beat. Keep hoping someday we'll get the chance to meet. Down at the grocery store, she ran into my cart over on aisle 4. I asked if I could help her find what she was looking for. She said, zucchini looks fine, and I raced you to the door. She says, come on, daddy, come on, catch me if you can. Yeah. She says, come on, daddy, come on, catch me if you can. We'll go down to the beach, take a little walk in the sand. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Insane Realm Radio at InsaneRealmRadio.com. The Basement Tape Show with Bootsy and Nick on the radio. Thursday night, it's a place to be. Sitting in the basement with Nick and Bootsy, playing tunes from all the indie bands. A lot of great music all across the land. Now Bootsy, she plays a left-hand bass. She plays it with a lot of finesse and grace. Nick, he plays a mean guitar. The blues sound good coming out of his amplifier. The tunes, live interviews, spontaneous, awesome stuff. So Thursday night, let's all do it right. In the basement, we are there.